even within Flexmls, you have so much opportunity to customize your experience and make it unique. Obviously, it's important for agents to stand out and differentiate themselves. So reports, the MLS will have a few to choose from. And then even as an agent, you can go in and create and customize your own flyers. So really the choice is yours.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Triangle Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Fagioli, and today I'm here with a conversation. It's actually the first of three upcoming conversations about the new choices coming to the MLS side of Triangle. And to lead that conversation, we have our one and only fearless leader, Matt Fowler. How are you, Matt?
I'm great, Matt. How are you today, man?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for being back. And the lovely and talented Katie Kapel from, where do you live, Katie?
I'm in Fargo, North Dakota.
Fargo, North Dakota, where it's not snowing yet, it looks like.
No, we've had some snow. It's pretending to go away for a short while, giving just a little bit of breath before the impending hibernation season.
Hibernation season.
Well, here we are. We beat the snow to have this conversation with Katie about Flexmls, and Matt Fowler is going to lead this conversation. And so, without further ado, take it away, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. We really enjoy having Matt host these podcasts for us, and this one's going to be super fun. I used to work with Katie. And I used to work at FBS back in the day. They bought my company in 2018 before I became director at Triangle. And when this organization had to make a decision about who we were going to use to build our new automated backend system, I know the guys that are in that department at FBS really well. There's just years of trust there with those guys. Katie can talk about it in a minute. They're an employee-owned company. There's just a difference when you call somebody and talk to an owner than calling somebody and talking to a temp or somebody who's there for a short time. I mean, it's just different. So what we get to do today is super fun for me because I do have that past with FBS. They're one of the three leading MLS vendors in this space, along with CoreLogic and Black Knight. And what we're trying to do here at Triangle is we're trying to give the 16,000 users of our MLS service the power to choose the best of those right now three platforms for their own personal business in their own city. We're in 16 counties, 30 something municipalities, and real estate's local and local. So we want to empower people to use whichever system they want to use. And Katie's project really has two pieces to it, and we're going to talk about both of them real quick. The first one is that they've built a new Triangle listing management application for us that on November 29th will be the only way that you can add or edit listings into the Triangle MLS compilation. It'll be on your dashboard. Everybody who's a member of Triangle will have a new button that says Triangle Listing Management. And when clicked, it will take you to a new input form that we've designed with Katie's company that is built on the Real Estate Standards Organization's Data Dictionary version 2.0 standards. That was a mouthful, but we've spent 1,000 hours or more translating the local terms in the Triangle database to match the national language. So people that are moving here from, say, New York City, I just saw a report that 28% of the web traffic on Realtor.com on active listings in the Triangle is from New York City. So people in that market are used to seeing the national standards. And when they look at our market, they see local terms, and it's confusing. It lacks transparency. It doesn't build trust in those buyers. And we want to do the opposite of that. We want to build trust with these people. It also makes us part of the national system. So like you might plug a USB plug into your USB, we're now standardizing the data. So it's easy for us to just plug right into our system. And that lets us offer the very popular Flexmls system, which is the second project that Triangle and Katie's company, FBS, are working on. So there'll be the Triangle listing management tool that everyone will get to use here in November. And then once you're in the system, you get to pick, if you want to add Flexmls to your Paragon subscription, or to use Flex instead of Paragon, if you want to do that. So in the time we have this morning, we're going to talk to Katie about why somebody would want to go and use the Flexmls system. And we've got a few things that Katie talked to us about back on September 21st at PropTech South. And we're going to just expand on those now and give Katie a little bit more time to tell us about those things. And I'm going to start with the first question that we asked back in at the event, and just let Katie introduce herself and tell us about Flex. And the question that I asked back then was, how has Flexmls as an application addressed using the application out in the field? So we know that most of our realtors probably interact with the data most of the time on their phones. So what does it look like to do that using Flexmls?
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. Two Matts and a cat walk into a bar. Okay, so yes, mobility in Flexmls, that is absolutely key. And it's not been an afterthought. So we know that agents are on the go. They're using different devices, tablets, phones, their laptop, their computer. So that's been at the forefront of our thinking for many, many years. And we launched our mobile application about 10 years ago. So that's built in-house by our developers. And what that does is lends so much ease of use to the mobile experience, because we've done over the years bringing in different desktop experiences into the palm of your hand, so that it's just one Flexmls. We don't have different Flexmls versions depending on the mobile phone, mobile web, desktop. It's just one Flexmls. So on the go, very important. Fields are where you'd expect them to be in positional order. So whether that be your contacts, your saved searches, or even search fields in like a saved search template or search template, right? So if you're on the go looking to set up a search for a prospect you just met, garage is at the bottom of the template when you're on your computer. You can find it at the bottom on your phone. So just that consistency and ease of use is what we've done with mobile, and just continue to make it better and better in small iterations that are easy to digest. We're not moving your cheese, if you will. So consistency with the desktop and mobility is key. Even bringing in that rich data, like your third-party integrations, documents, everything that you'd expect to see on a listing or be able to do to a listing, editing that listing, adding an open house at the bar I've seen someone do while I'm sitting there with them. All right in the palm of your phone. You're not skipping a beat when you're on the go, and that's super important. And we're only continuing to make it better and better.
There's more than one of those apps, is there? Sorry, Katie. Isn't there a consumer one and a how's that work?
Absolutely, yes. So we have Flexmls Pro, which is for professionals, and that's available in the App Store, both iOS and Android. And then your clients also have their own dedicated app, and that is Flexmls for home buyers, again, in the iOS or Android app stores. And we'll speak to that a little bit later, but just as you'd expect, that same consistency is there for your clients, which is really important.
Yeah, that is really important, Katie. I know that people use the tool that they feel most confident with. It's not necessarily the newest one or the most expensive one or the deepest one or whatever. It's the one that when their customers watching them use it, that it's apparent that they're adept at using that thing. And it lets them display their competency, and having that consistency across, like you said, if you swipe to the bottom to get the garage and you do that on all interfaces, that makes that so much easier just to know where things are.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that's an iOS and Android, and there's like a professional version, and then the consumer one, as you said, we'll talk about that later. That kind of builds that connectivity between the Flexmls subscriber and that consumer.
You got it. Yep. So you could be sitting with a prospect maybe they walk into an open house and you sit down and you set up a saved search for them. You add them as a contact and you send them an auto prospecting invitation to your portal. That can all take place in less than 5 minutes. They get that email when you're sitting there together. I mean, how professional do you look in that instance? To me,
Sure,
I'm like, okay, this person knows what they're doing. Like, I can't believe I just got this email.
and that link would take them to the app store, let them download the app, and the link connects them to the realtor that sent them that link.
Absolutely. Yep. It's branded to their agent.
Mhm.
It's a great experience. Super easy, super slick.
Cool. I know I've seen this demoed a bunch of times, and sometimes you or another one of the FBS folks will just do the demo from your phone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We start our demos on our phone because that's where business happens.
Yeah, that's not normal. Just so you know, across the choice landscape that we have, so that's great. So, Katie, another one of our questions at PropTech was about the reporting. And I think I've gotten these in the right order, probably not. But we talked about mobility, and it's super important, as you said. But like once you're in the thing, and maybe you're doing a CMA or you're sending a report out to a consumer, tell us about that experience and why you think Flex is good at that.
We are just compounding choice here, really, because even within Flex MLS, you have so much opportunity to customize your experience and make it unique. Obviously, it's important for agents to stand out and differentiate themselves. You've spoken to a couple different things. So reports, the MLS will have a few to choose from. And then even as an agent, you can go in and create and customize your own flyers. And then CMAs, we've got 4 different flavors baked right into Flex MLS, a 1-line, and then 3 other more expanded versions. So really the choice is yours on which report you want to use. You can go in and continue to stylize it even a little bit more specifically once you choose a certain CMA or the report as well. So
when you send the CMAs out, it's kind of a geek question. Are they static or do the numbers update when you send those out?
That would be a static report if you're like printing, right, or sending that out.
Yeah, no, cool. So what about maybe we can talk about that prospecting. So once the person came in the open house, you send them the link out, and you want to try and keep in touch with that person, and the drip marketing goes out through the reports. But how does that person then interact with the Flex MLS subscriber once they've made that selection?
So what's the client experience? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's the same. That's the beautiful part. So you could, whether you're texting a listing from the desktop or texting a listing from your phone, maybe they're getting a push notification through their mobile app saying, there's a new listing. It's the same experience for your client. They're always going to land on an interactive, dynamic listing experience that looks and feels the same. They navigate it the same with all live, up-to-date information. And even any trailing all the way down to documents. So if there's public documents attached to that listing, they're going to see that on their phone or on the computer, no matter how they're looking at it.
Let me ask you about that for a second, because the document thing is new for Triangle people. We have had, I think I'm getting this right, we've had only private documents, basically. So documents that are uploaded to a listing are visible to realtors that log in to the MLS, not to consumers, not to logged in consumers, or not to like just their own office. And I know that FBS has the document management ability to, for example, upload a document that would then be visible in a consumer interface. Right.
Yeah.
So that's new for us. So when you say documents are available to consumers, it sounds scary, but we mean the documents that have been flagged by the listing broker to specifically be those documents that should be accessible to a consumer.
Yes. So when you're uploading a document, you have the ability to dictate, is this a public or private document? So that's what drives the visibility of that. But yeah, floor plans, anything you'd expect them to be able to see.
Sure. So like in the consumer version of that mobile, app, then there's a document tray or a document ability to see those documents, but filtered to those documents that would be flagged as public by the listing broker.
Yes, public only, absolutely.
Yes, that could really cut down on a lot of back and forth. If you just tell people, look, the flyer's out there, or the energy document, or whatever it is, that it's fine for that to be available to consumers. That it's just out there, syndicated to all the websites already. That could save a lot of time, and that's new, as I said, to the to folks here in the Triangle. Okay, so our other questions that we ask at PropTech, one of them was to think about something that we didn't ask about. And we had a question, so you could be thinking about it about the future too. When we come back a year from now, what might we want to talk to the members about? But, we talked about mobile, we talked a little bit about reporting. What would you like to just highlight as why people should consider using Flex?
It never fails if we're at an event, and I've been at a lot recently. Agents will come up, and everybody has their fans, if you will, right? But it never fails. Agents are always like, we love Flex. It's so easy to use. It's just intuitive. It just makes sense. And they're not wrong. But kind of to the same point that I made earlier, in that it's just one experience, whether you're on the computer or your phone, it's easy to use. And add to that, we've built in all kinds of training into the actual experience. It's called guided help. So it literally walks you step by step, teaching you how to add a listing, start a CMA, anything you'd need to know to familiarize yourself with the system. And then if you want, of course, we've got a huge library of recorded trainings, written help, and what have you. But it is also truly in the name. Do either of you guys speak Latin?
In high school for about a year.
Well, Flexmls is Latin for flexible.
Oh, how about that? I think I do speak Latin then, because I knew Flex was flexible.
Well, right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know, Michael.
I made that up, but it makes sense.
See, you're so credible, Katie. I just believe that. I do hear Michael, the CEO, talk a lot about flexibility. And how many markets are you guys in? Hundreds?
We have 156 different MLSs nationwide.
Yeah. And they all do things a little differently, right? So they're all using Flex, but a little, tweaked for, I know, Anchorage, Alaska, and Key West both use Flex, which is a great indication of the scope there. Maine, so you guys have had to be flexible. But I think I heard your answer was just that Flex is engineered to be consistent and simple and understandable and consistent. And I think I said consistent twice. That's a huge deal. Our members, our subscribers, I hope none of them take this personally, aren't as a rule technologists. They didn't get into the real estate because of the technology part.
Right.
They got into real estate because they wanted to help people into housing security, and technology can be a barrier. So simplifying things, making them easy to use, that guided help thing, I think we don't want to gloss over that. Being able to just have kind of a virtual person on the screen with you, helping you go from step to step, is just amazing. And it is a differentiator, I think, for using Flex. So if people are out there using one of the other user interfaces and you find that you're going back and forth between things a lot and they're confusing, that might be a reason to give Flexmls a try.
Yeah. To your point, they don't have to customize it, right? It's very flexible in the sense that you can make it your own, so that you can get in and out of the system even faster, getting that data that's important to you. Or they can just use it out of the box the way that you've set it up for them. So, I mean, dozens and dozens of ways, if all the way from like customizing the search template, where you're building out the criteria to make sure that it matches the columns of data in a single line view. So like marrying those so that if you're looking for a horse property, you've got barn square footage here, and then you see that in a column when you're searching. So just so many things about the system that just make sense.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, I'm going to think about next year a little bit, and I think I'll kick that off by saying that I expect us to be talking even more about interoperability and about how these systems fit together. And I want to just get onto our event today, the sparkplatform.com. That is the official source of real estate data in the Triangle as of November 29th at launch day. And it has just an enormous library of documentation to help walk developers who want to programmatically interact with this data so they can automate their work processes. It tells them just, very detailed instructions on how to do that. And we want all of the brokers out there who have spent millions of dollars on their technology to work with us to eliminate duplication, to build efficiencies into the back end. Spark Platform is the foundation that we're building that on. It's by far the deepest API in the industry. It's the reason that we picked API or FBS to build our back end. So a year from now, I'm going to be talking even more about how leading technology companies have leveraged their businesses in the Triangle by automating using Spark Platform. So Katie, that's my crystal ball. What does your crystal ball have in it for next year?
Well, AI is all the rage. And so we're continuing our work in that sphere. We've been working with Recipe AI since 2018, tagging photos. So we're continuing to bring in more of that experience, just simplifying the agent workflow even more through AI. And we're also continuing to build out our third-party integration experience, which again is super easy for the agent because we have them all baked right into the detailed report. So if you need to jump right into your showing service, tax, lockbox, everything is right there, whether you're on your mobile phone or your desktop. So bringing in more rich data all into one holistic picture. So an example being local logic. So your nearby like restaurants, walkability, all of that information right within the Flexmls system so that you don't have to continue to jump out to different experiences. Let's just keep it all under one roof, super easy to navigate and allow you to be the market expert that you are in less steps, right?
Bringing in new data is something that Triangle never did before. We just take what the broker tells us and we publish that. It's kind of old school. But you guys, together with CRS, have partnered with us to bring in green building registry data so people can see and search on energy efficiency standards that might make one house have a lower cost of ownership than another. You can search for fiber internet, yes, no, through an auto population thing that we've worked out with FBS and a company called Fiber Homes. There's a lot more of that coming down the line. Tuesday, we're looking at an integration with RatePlug that would allow you to flag assumable mortgages. And in this particular market, that's an enormous thing. And applications like Flex give us the ability to do those things fairly quickly because of that back end investment that you guys have made over the years. Some of that money is just, you wondered if it was going to pay off, because the adoption of the APIs has been very slow. Spark was released in 2013, and here we are 10 years later, still with a lot of RETS accounts. But that's inside baseball, right? So we want our members to just hear this and know that FBS is a company with a lot of experience that we have a lot of history with. We have a high trust level there, and we're really, really excited about November 27th through November 29th when, just to get that out again to the network, November 27th at 9 a.m. in the morning, the database will be frozen. I usually have a picture of Elsa on the screen when I do that. And it's frozen all day Monday and all day Tuesday while we do the final wiring, and then Wednesday morning, there'll be a new FBS-powered listing management button added to the Triangle dashboard, and then a TriFlex and try the other user interfaces on the dashboard added to the existing Paragon one. That is first thing in the morning on Wednesday, November 29th. And we would encourage everybody to go give Flex a try and see what that's like. There is a trial period that we'll have more information about during the sign-up process. So it'll be either free or cheap to go try these other interfaces. and we'd want you to go do that. You will be able to use all three if you want. It's possible that the public records experience or the direct marketing experience or the CMAs in a particular platform might be something you like better than another one, and you'll be able to just use both. I've got 2 weather apps on my iPhone, and I use them for slightly different things. And I think this is sort of like that you'll have the ability just to choose to use Flex if you find that animates your business more than another. I'm just super glad that it's not up to me and people like me and Matt anymore. We can let the realtor out there in the field pick, and whichever's best for their business. That's what I'm really so excited about, and it's really fun to get to work with Katie again and all my buddies at FBS and to bring them back into this market. Watch for training dates where Katie and her trainers are going to be offering on-site training here in the Triangle, and also a bunch of online. Those actually started yesterday, so watch for those on your dashboard. Katie, thanks for coming out today. And Matt, you got any finals for me and Katie?
Awesome. No, that was incredible. Great job, Matt. Great job, Katie. I think we did a great job of introducing the Flex platform to Triangle members and brokers who definitely need to dig in and take a look as this launch goes forward. And thanks so much for making it all happen today, guys. And if you're listening to this, please like, comment, share the Triangle Real Estate Podcast with other members, and we'll see you back here real soon. Thanks, guys.